Hello everyone, it's me again, Sir Andy. Today we are going to discuss the sum of finite geometric sequence. So to start with, I have a problem here. It states that what is the sum of the first 5 terms of the geometric sequence 3, 6, 12, 24, 48, 96, and so on. So first thing to do is to find the sum of the first 5 terms. So let us try this solution. The first solution that we have is this one. So let S sub 5 is equal to 3 plus 6 plus 12 plus 24 plus 48. Since we need only 5 terms in the problem. So we have the total of that is 93. So what if we are going to use the formula? Using the formula, we have S sub n is equal to A sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. Or simply, S sub n is equal to A sub 1 minus A sub n times r all over 1 minus r, as long as r is not equal to 1. So let us try. We have now the formula S sub n is equal to A sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. So the first formula, we use the first formula. So we have to substitute the values. The first one, we have the given A sub 1 is equal to 3. Then followed by 1 minus the value of r is 2. And then the value of n is 5. So 1 minus 2 raised to 5. All over the value of r, which is 2, we have now 1 minus 2. Then, simplify further, we have 3 times 1 minus 2 raised to 5 is equal to 32. Therefore, we have negative 32. All over negative 1, since 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Then after that, simplify again. We have 3 times the difference between 1 and 32 is negative 31 divided by negative 1. So let us continue. S sub n now is equal to negative 93 all over negative 1. So negative 93 came from the product of 3 and negative 31. Then after that, we have the final answer, which is equal to S sub 5 now is equal to 93. So as you can see, we have the same answer, what we have got from our first solution, and then using the formula. So it's up to you if you are going to use the other formula, still you can get the same answer. Okay, how about if r is equal to 1? Is this formula still applicable? Let us see for our next example. So as you can see in our figure, in our presentation, the formula for our S sub n is equal to S sub n is equal to n a sub 1. That is if r is equal to 1. How about if r is equal to negative 1? What will be the limitation or the formula that we need to use? So this one, what if r is equal to negative 1? Let us see what will be the formula needed for us to solve the sum of the terms in the geometric sequence. So, as you can see in our presentation, S sub n is equal to 0 if r is equal to negative 1 and if n is even number. How about if n is odd number? What will happen to the sum? So the sum now is equal to a sub 1 only if n is odd number. it means that a sub 1, which is our first term, will be the value of the total of the terms in the geometric sequence given. So always remember, we have the formula. If the value of r is equal to 1, s sub n is equal to na sub 1. If r is equal to -1, we have two formulas, and that is, if n is even, or the number of terms is even number, the sum is equal to 0, and if n is odd number, the sum is equal to the first term, which is also a sub 1. So let us have the example. What is the sum of the first 8 terms of the geometric sequence 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 and so on? So for our solution, we have to add the 8 terms because we have the first value which is equal to the last term. So we have S sub 8 is equal to 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 and plus 3. So that is 24. So let us try if we are going to use the formula which is introduced to us a while ago. Using the formula, S sub n is equal to n a sub 1. So let us try. S sub n is equal to n times a sub 1. So simply substitute the values. We have now, the number of terms is 8 from our problem. And then our first term, which is a sub 1, is equal to 3. So simply multiply the 2 and we have 8 times 3 is equal to 24. Therefore, our S sub 8 is equal to 24. And that is almost the same with our computation in the first solution. So how about if our r is equal to -1? Let us take the first case, and that first case is if the value of n is equal to even number. Okay, let us try. The problem is, what is the sum of the first 8 terms of the geometric sequence 3, -3, plus 3, -3, plus, and so on? So for our solution, so by simply adding all the terms, S sub 8 is equal to 3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3. Of course, our answer will be 0. So let us try using the formula. So S sub n is equal to 0 automatically. So therefore, S sub 8 is also equal to 0. So that is if our r is equal to -1 and the value of n is even number. How about if the value of r is equal to -1 and the value of n is an odd number? Let us try the next example. What is the sum of the first 7 terms of the geometric sequence 3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3 plus and so on? So let us solve. For our solution, we have S sub 8 is equal to 3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3 plus 3 is equal to 3. That is simply by adding all the terms needed. No? We have the first 7 terms. Okay, how about if we are going to use the formula? So using the formula, we have S sub n is equal to a sub 1 or the first term. So we are going to substitute the values. So S sub 7 now is equal to 3. That is as simple as that. So you are just going to write the value of first term since that will be our sum of the whole terms beginning from first term up to 7 terms. So remember class, if our r is equal to -1 and our n is even number, the answer is always 0 when it comes to its sum of the terms. Then, if our r is equal to -1 and the value of n is an odd number, always the sum is equal to the first term of the geometric sequence. So hope you have learned so much from this video, and don't forget to please like and share, and of course subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.